If you're working with Terraform configuration every day, folks, and you wanted to quickly test something in, for example, the Azure portal that we're looking at now, and see what settings you possibly have to apply to create that Terraform configuration, folks, to create a resource in Azure, because there can be a little bit of abstraction away from the way Terraform names resources and what they're named as in the portal. And as a business as usual activity, folks, I do like to do my testing in the portal sometimes and then export the template. And Azure has that ability for you to be able to export it as a piece of Terraform configuration, folks. And we're going to give a quick demo of that now. So we're in the resource groups section here, folks. And I'm just going to quickly create a resource group. I'll name this test and I'll put some tags on it. I have got some policy in place that I have to abide by, folks, and it's a good thing as well that I create tags that I'm able to track costs against, folks. Okay, and if you haven't touched policy yet, folks, it's a good thing to know. Not diving down another rabbit hole, but yeah, without applying these tags, folks, I can't create this resource. So if I click on review and create, I'm able to create this resource group. So if I give that a few seconds, folks, to spin that up, you can see I have a number of other resource groups here, folks. I just wanted to create something afresh, just so you've got A to Z of exactly how this is done. So I'm creating this resource and just refreshing. It shouldn't take too long. We should have a resource group called test. It comes up. Might have to actually refresh the browser window, folks. It's all good. And there we go. So if I click into this resource group, folks, here, and if you come down, you'll see in the automation there's an opportunity to export the template. If you go to there and you come to Terraform, and this was available before, it was under the AZ API provider, folks. Now we are under the Azure Resource Manager provider, folks, that you can download the template as. So this is generating a template now for us for just the resource group, folks. It'll be basic, but it's giving you exactly what you need, even the provider there, folks, with the version number. And there's the resource group underneath it with the tags that I just created, folks. Okay, now if I want to put something in that resource group, folks, for example, a storage account, and then we can look at that. It's a little bit more complicated. We can do that. So if I just close this here, come into this storage account here, folks, or resource group, and click, and we'll create a storage account. We'll search the marketplace, storage account, and click on storage account here. Visual Studio subscription, storage account, click create. We'll select our test resource group. We've already got it. I'm going to give it a random name. It has to be unique, folks, globally unique. So I'm just giving it a random set of numbers. It has to be under 24 characters. If it doesn't comply, it'll complain, but this one here is passed. I will create a blob storage container and just going to create a locally redundant storage just to avoid costs. We'll go across here, folks. I've again set up policy. If I don't set up things properly, folks, it'll complain. It's telling me here, enable storage account key access. Nope, my policy does not allow that. Again, it's a good idea to have this in place, folks. If I work my way along, policy should tell me about what I need to do here. If I don't, again, it's saying here I need to enable encryption. So I enable that. Come across again. Do I need to enable tags? It'll soon tell me in a minute if I do. So it's validating the review and create. Things look good, folks. So what I'm going to do is click on create. So that's initializing the deployment of a storage account, folks, into the test resource group that I just created. So this will take a short period of time. If I need to put a pause on it here, folks, and I'll see you in a minute. So back in our test storage, our resource group, folks, we've got our random storage account. So if I click into our storage account, folks, again, we'll be able to export this as a template. You can see the storage account is a little bit more complicated. So there's a lot more settings involved, folks. And if you were going to change things in your Terraform config, they might not reflect exactly what you think they reflect in this actual portal. So we can see in a second, when we go to our Terraform as our resource manager template, exactly what this looks like. And this will be on a basic level. You can go OTT on complication with storage accounts, folks, but keep it basic to start off with, and then you can build upon it, like I always say. So it's generating a template. It doesn't take too long. And you can see all the settings here, folks, to deploy this storage account. Okay. And if you wanted to change things, folks, then you can go in and change stuff in the portal and come back to this here and then export it, and then you can deploy it, and then it's managed in the Terraform state. But at the minute, I'm going to say, okay, that's exactly what I need to deploy. You can download it here, folks, or you can just click Control, click All, and click Copy, and go and paste that there into, a VS Code. So you can then push that up to a repository in GitHub and then deploy the resource via that method. Okay, but you can see here how good this here little feature is, folks. Terraform Azure Resource Manager. It can save a lot of time and headache about going and changing settings in VS Code, pushing that to a GitHub repository, possibly pushing it through a GitHub Actions pipeline, and then finding out, oh, I've got the wrong value, or I've got the wrong name, for that setting that I thought was going to change in the portal. But yeah, export template, folks. Terraform Azure Resource Manager. It's exactly what gets deployed when you use the Terraform Azure Resource Manager, folks, for, in this case, a storage account or any other Azure resources. So I hope it helps you out, folks. If you've got any questions, if you've used this before yourself, or if you've got different angles and how better to use it, drop them in the comments there. If you like what you're seeing, please follow for more, click a like. I leave this one with you, and I'll wish you all the best. Take care and good luck.